Hello, arcade gamers, and welcome back to Biggie D's Arcade. Tonight, we normally would do this on a Sunday, but we're doing it on a Monday night because I was just exhausted after being at Pinball Expo for 3 days. And then I had to fly home from Chicago back to Arizona. That was a long flight, got a little bit delayed, and just took the evening last night to rest and relax and recoup. And I am back here on Monday night. I've done this before where, a Sunday night just didn't work and we'll just follow it up the following night on Monday. So hopefully you guys will tune in and hang out with us here. We're going to be discussing Pinball Expo. That's going to be our main focus tonight, is just recapping the great time we had there. Also, we've got a very special guest on, someone that had attended the expo with me and spent quite a bit of time on Saturday with StepsTurbo. How's it going today, Steps?
Pretty good, pretty good. I've been switching some things up a little bit because I was drinking a Diet Coke in my video yesterday, and I got a comment from Rainwater. He said, "Diet Coke is poison. You need to stop drinking Diet Coke right away. You might die." Okay. So I said, okay, I'll get a replacement drink. It'll help my health. So I went with Liquid Death. I thought,
Liquid Death. I've heard of it.
If I drank Liquid Death. This is cherry obituary flavor, and it's pretty good, man.
It's just expensive water, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I've never bought it. I should try it though. I've heard good things about it.
It was $2.50. It's not bad for a large
not too
can
bad.
It looks like a beer.
Yeah, it does.
But it's cherry flavored sparkling water.
Very good. Well, glad you got your drink. I've just got a Pepsi here, zero sugar to drink on tonight.
That would not go with Jeff Rainwater's advice.
Well, hello to everyone in the chat. It looks like we've got Zod Rider, your co-host on Fridays.
Hey, Zod,
is
good
here.
to see you, man.
We've got I Kickabod Crane is here as well. Good to see you, buddy. We've got Dark Realm. Good to see Dark Realm in the chat. And Meatball Saucy.
Good to see Meatball.
We got Brooklyn Menace. He's going to hold down the moderator for us because you're on the show tonight.
Good.
So appreciate that, Brooklyn. And then we've got Amiga Cami here. She's been interested in the Wonderland pinball. I've seen her in the chat. Very interested. I think she's pre-ordered it. So we're going to discuss pretty much the whole Pinball Expo tonight. But we're going to finish with like our main subjects, which will be Wonderland Pinball and X Arcade. We're going to save the best for last tonight, guys. And then we've got Papa Brad's Gaming saying, hello, gamers. Good to see you, Papa Brad. All right, guys. So let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. So let's start here with this photo. This was Saturday when you arrived. I had already been there. Let's see. I flew in on Thursday morning, so didn't get there till about Thursday afternoon with the time change. Checked in. Spent the Thursday night at Pinball Expo. Spent all day Friday. That's where I got most of the video and things we're going to look at today. And then Saturday was just more of just gaming and pinball and just taking it in as much as you can, experiencing as much as we could in that day. And it was really good. We had a great turnout, I felt like, on Saturday. You showed up. Retrotech had already been there with me for a few days. The Be Me showed up. I saw the Quarter Deck Arcade. We saw Gamer Fridge. I did miss the Cornercade. He was there early Thursday. Did not get a chance to see him there, unfortunately. Did I miss anyone? Is there anyone else from Home Arcade?
Niemeyer.
Oh, Paul Niemeyer. Yes, he is such a great guy, isn't he?
The original artist for Mortal Kombat. He was great. He talked to me for like half an hour, and got to ask him questions. Very hospitable, and was very pleased to see him because I've seen him at other conventions, but I never got a chance to talk to him because I was busy like working at Portland Retro Gaming Expo last year. And I will say this: you were just talking about how it's just gaming, and we had, that was the focus, not taking video because you already did all your video footage. I honestly, like, I absolutely loved going to one of these things and not giving a damn about making any content. That was the greatest ever, man. And I put my phone away. It was like I was back in like time where I didn't have any like phone on me all the time, and all I had to do all day was like play pinball. There was like nothing else to do. It's like, well, I'm here.
Yeah. And when you got into
pinball,
this
whether
convention,
you like it or not, you're getting pinball.
and like before you got there and before you went to this convention, you were saying you're not that big into pinball. Should I even go to an event like this? And after the Pinball Expo, what did you say? You said you like pinball now and you may want to join some tournaments?
Well, we were in line for Dune, and we'll have to talk about Dune, but I'm in line for Dune, and this guy is in line, and like, we're talking about where we're from, and he's like, oh, I'm from Indianapolis. I'm in a pinball league there. And Biggie D's like, oh, isn't that where you're from? And they're like trying to get me to join a pinball league actively while I'm standing in line to play this pinball.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking to the people behind me too, and they were from New York.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh yeah, we're in a pinball league. You should join a pinball league. We also own 4 pinballs. When are you going to buy a pinball? And I'm like, I was like, okay, I just came here to like casually enjoy the day and just see what it was like, because I thought about going before. I never went. I was like, I'll just check it out. And now I'm being surrounded by people trying to get me to join the cult of pinball. Uh-huh. And that's kind of how that day happened.
Yeah, so you totally changed your tune. You're now enjoying pinball. You may want to get into a tournament. You enjoyed the people that were there. I'm happy that you found something you like.
I was talking to Console Kits, and I was like, he's like, you know what you need to do? Quit YouTube and join a pinball league. It's so much less stressful. You meet lots of great friends.
I love the pinball community.
Like, damn.
And these events are great for getting around everyone and meeting like once or twice a year. I'll do the Chicago Pinball Expo every year, I think. And then I'll do Texas Pinball, which is in March. So it's perfect. Every 6 months, you get a big event to go to for the pinball community. And it's just a ton of fun. Fell into it kind of like you did, just showed up to one of these events, and now I love going to them. But let's get started on what we saw there, because this is going to be a recap stream. So we're going to kind of just go back over everything we saw, share that with the community, share that with the viewers out there. So if they didn't get a chance to go, they can pretty much fully experience what we got just on this stream tonight, or at least close to what we experienced, because I got quite a bit of video to share with everyone. But I want to start with TMNT Pinball, because RetroTech X, kind of like before I got there, right? I got there on Thursday afternoon, and I think I just landed, and I just got my connection back on my phone where I could get a signal and check YouTube. And the first thing I see when I pull up YouTube when we land is this short from RetroTech X showing the new TMNT Magic Pixel pinball table for At Games. Did you get a chance to see this when he dropped the short?
I saw it because it's all over. If you're in any sort of Facebook group with any sort of people in this community, like it was all over the place. Everybody was talking about this short. So yeah, I knew about it before you even landed, Biggie D. And yeah. I don't even follow At Games.
And so I got there around 5:30, and I went straight to this machine to look at it. And of course, they had deleted this game. They essentially reset the machines back to like stock. So they didn't even have the updates. They didn't have any day one patches, nothing. They were like, they just came out of the box, because essentially this game had not been officially announced by At Games. And we're sitting here looking at the game, the entire game, playing it, sharing it with the community. So they probably freaked out when they saw that, and they called the company that was showing this off there at Pinball Expo and said, hey, you guys got to get this off this machine. We cannot be showing this. It's not even announced yet. So I think that kind of pressured not only them to ask them to delete it off the machine, but also it kind of pressured them to then go in and make the announcement finally that, At Games is bringing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles machine, which we already knew about. We just didn't know when it was going to be, if it was going to make this year or not. And they have finally officially announced it is coming, and it'll be available starting November 1st. So here in just about a week and a half, we'll be able to go pick up this machine, it looks like. So that's really cool. I want to pull up the website too, because I was watching RetroTech X last night, and I'd come across this image on a Black Friday listing for Sam's that showed the actual machine. And, At Games hasn't showed it yet. They haven't done anything except for this announcement we're looking at here on their Facebook. So when this news dropped, I was pretty interested to see. And I wanted to see first, was the artwork any different? Because I think that was like when we were looking at those prototype images and that render, I think everyone was pretty critical on the artwork. It just didn't match. It didn't look good. And it obviously was a prototype because like the DMD didn't, and the back glass didn't match what the game would be. It was like an old Data East game, TMNT pinball game. So on the back glass, things like that. So we knew that wasn't going to be the final product. So I was interested to see what it was going to look like. And I should have taken a clue off of this Facebook post because you can see in the post, it's got that purple brick with the turtles coming out. So that ended up pretty much being exactly what we got. So let's take a look at that ad here. And I am going to bring up a website here, share my screen. And here we are. So this is the Black Friday Sam's Club ad, which shows us right here, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Pinball will be $9.99 at Sam's Club. We don't have a very good image of it. All we have is what we're seeing here. But we can definitely make out Shredder there on the front where the coin door would have been. We can see they've enlarged the turtles on the side. I like the background better with the brick. And then we look, I can't really make out on the back glass on the side there what that's going to be. That may be turtles. That may be like Bebop and Rocksteady. Are you able to make any of that out, Steps?
No, but I will say I think the bricks are supposed to imply they're in the sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're a big TMNT fan. Like you just enjoy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I did growing up. Yeah. Growing up, I did. I don't like actively buy figures or anything like that. But like, I'm partial to them. I like the movie. Like I'll go to see the movie in the theater, and I will obviously play the video games. I love those.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about At Games bringing this to their platform?
I think it's a smart move for them. I do. I think the price point is a lot better. If they could keep it at that $1,000 part, that would help.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you go over that, it's going to be a harder sale because I think that's the price point people are looking at, about $1,000.
Yeah.
And you see that price point, a goal of another pinball company. I think this is a much better option than the 4KP only because I think it's more in the price point and has better accessibility to people. They don't have to have it shipped from China. They don't have to have it shipped, anywhere. They could just go to their local Sam's Club and pick it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's great. Having it locally at your retailer, whether it be Sam's or whoever it is, that's nice to be able to walk into the store. Hopefully they got a floor model. You could actually play it, get a little experience with it before you take it home. Make sure you like it. Also, if you have any issues, it's easy to return, right? You just take it back up to the store, get your money back if you have an issue, rather than having to go through At Games for that. So I think that's a big plus. Also, the price, like you had mentioned, $9.99. I thought that's always been the sweet spot for these machines. I know they're a premium machine, and they're going to need to make some money on this. It's not like they can lose a lot of money as a small company. But I always thought $9.99 was like the place they needed to be. That was like the price they needed to be at long ago, a year or two ago when this product first came out. I'd been saying this for, a year or two now. But the time has finally come where we have this price. So I'm very interested. I would like to get this. I was thinking last night about, how am I going to make it happen? And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell my arcades. I'm going to sell my Miss Pac-Man here, my Marvel Superheroes, which has been modded, my Final Fight. I'm going to try and get this Killer Instinct in my living room and just kind of shove it against the wall. And I probably won't have enough room to actually play it.
Are you embarrassed?
Well, I don't want to get rid of the Killer Instinct. I like Killer Instinct.
If you were going to keep any of your arcade one-ups, or two of them, like the Killer Instinct would stay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I want to
that
find
was
a way
like
to
one of the
keep it
last ones
because
I got rid of.
it's such a great arcade, and I love Killer Instinct. I love Rare. I thought that
The
Code Mystics
yeah,
did a really good
they
job
did
on
a good
the.
job on it.
Mhm.
It's one of Arcade One Up's better cabinets for sure.
Yeah, so I want to try and keep it, and then I won't have a lot of room to play it, but at least I'll be able to keep it until I can figure something else out. And then this Marvel Superhero should be able to stay right where it's at. And then I'm
Marvel's
going to
versus
put the
Captain
4K, or I guess this isn't 4K, this is an HD supposedly. We don't have any confirmation on that, but pretty much everyone who follows like the Act Games community is all in agreement this will be an HD system. But I should be able to fit it right here to my right just perfectly. I'll have like a great little area here to set it and have plenty of room to play it. And it'll be out of the way and it'll just be perfect. But in order to make that happen, I'm going to have to sell at least 3 of my Arcade 1-Ups to make that happen. I was also thinking the value of my Arcade 1-Ups are actually going to come close to what this machine's going to cost. So surprisingly, the Arcade 1-Ups are still valued at a couple $100, maybe at $300. I should be able to recoup most of what I spent on them to buy this.
They've been a little bit higher, and I guess the market's not as flooded anymore because everybody that wanted to get rid of them got rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen less of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that may play to your favor. You know.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. That's going to be happening. I think November 1st is when those machines will become available. Or no, that's a Black Friday sale. So it may be the end of November before they become available, but we'll see. I don't know if we have an exact date yet on when they're going to be in Sam's, but I think I've heard November 1st, but I can't be sure about that. So I don't want to say that's for sure right now. But definitely by Black Friday.
You could just sell one and you'd have enough room for it.
Sell one what?
One arcade.
No, if you were here and you saw this little room I'm in, I'd have to get rid of at minimum 4 arcades in this room to make room for it.
I've been in a house with a 4KP, but yeah, it's longer. Are you going to put it sideways then?
Yeah, it's gonna be right
We're not
here.
Okay, that's why. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't have enough room this way to set it this direction. It's gonna have to be horizontal to me.
Okay, that makes sense.
But we'll make it happen, and it'll be a fun experience selling these because I've never really got into selling Arcade 1-Ups. It'd be cool to sell those, maybe find good homes for them. People will appreciate them and enjoy them, and then I can get what I want. I know a lot of people in the community will rotate out their stuff quite often. I've never done that, but this will be one of those periods where I have to do that to make room. But also there was another At Games announcement too there at Pinball Expo, and it was this Legends Pinball 4KP Deluxe X, which is essentially their Dinosaur Dynasty with the SSF kit with all the advanced features. The additions you're going to get with the Deluxe X are instead of a 1-year warranty, you're going to get a 2-year warranty. And I had speculated possibly with this one, they're going to give you some type of upgraded support as well. Because if you've noticed in the forums and on Facebook groups and things like that, the support with That Games takes forever. So I think what they're going to do is have like an upgraded tier for their support with this one and make this like their premier level support on this purchase, which will give you 2 years of support and maybe priority on the ticket queue, things like that. Also, you're going to get 180 total tables included with this one. So it'll be jam-packed with pinball tables already preloaded, pre-installed on the machine. Now, what I thought was absolutely insane was what they were asking for the price on this. They are going to be asking $4,500 for this machine.
I wanted to spit water out towards the camera, but I luckily finished my beverage before I sip a beverage before that happens. That is
B.
a
Kirby,
lot of money.
He just chatted. He says, "What's up, Biggie D and Steps? Good to see B. Kirby in the chat." I ran into him on Friday with Gamer Fridge. We got to hang out for about 30 minutes and catch up, and it was good to see him and hang out and learn more about B. Kirby. Evidently, he has another house in this area where I live, so we may be able to meet up and hang out more often than I thought, because I thought he was out in Chicago. He's actually about an hour down the highway from me in a city south of me here. So I'll be seeing B. Kirby more often, it looks like. But a great dude, and it was good to see you at the Pinball Expo. So what were you saying on this, the Deluxe X? Anything you want to comment on that price tag? 4,500, the 180 games, the higher level, 2-year support. What do you think about all that?
Oh, man. Dude, Biggie, I want to be really positive, okay? But it's hard to be positive about $4,500 for an at games. That's all I have to say. Okay? That's all I got to say there.
I think they're just sitting around like the meeting room, and they're like, how can we generate some extra revenue? We're struggling right now. How can we bring in some extra money? And probably someone was at the table. Why don't we include like most all our pinball tables, and we'll just charge like over $4,000 for it? And everyone's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. And that's
maybe
what
they
we
had a
end up
bunch of
with.
leftover Dinosaur Dynasty pinballs, and they needed to do something with them. So they're like, we'll just load them with a bunch of games.
Now, granted, this came from the retailer, or what do we call this? The dealer that was there at the expo. They're like an at games preferred dealer that works directly with that game. So that 4,500, and I did ask them multiple times to confirm. I was like, they even pulled up the email for me, and they said, yes, this will be $4,500. I'm like, are you sure? They're like, well, let me check the email. And they're like, yes, that's what it is. So that's coming from this dealer. I don't know if that maybe they were unsure on what information they were giving me, or they had inaccurate information, or maybe that's the price they're selling it for as a dealer, not at games. So all that could still be left, to be determined. I don't know yet, because this came from the dealer, not from at games.
Who's that for, though? Who's that for? Like, who would buy it? Like, spend that much money on one?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay,
who would do that.
I mean, that's that's all I got.
So we'll leave it at that. But I wanted to let everyone know about this, so you guys can be ahead of the game on that, because this is probably it's already announced. Obviously, we got the flyers, so they were advertising it at Pinball Expo. We'll see what At Games has to say about this when they want to advertise it or make their official announcement. But let's get into some Pinball Expo video. I've got a ton of video. Cool. I've also got images too. Let's start with the images. And let's see here. Where did I put those? Let's see. Oh, here. Oh, it was our first image we looked at. So it was this one. This is a PDF. So we'll just go through all these. I got 34 images. We'll run through these. And AWS went down today, and Restream runs on AWS. So everything's going to be running a little slow tonight. If anyone's having any issues with the stream, let me know. Put it in the chat. If anyone's audio is off too, let us know. But this is when you first walk into Pinball Expo. Welcome to the expo. This is where people got a lot of their images, and they got the Flippy. That's their mascot. And a lot of people will buy the plushies of Flippy to take home, or they'll get the t-shirt with them on there. But this is us. This is the Be Me. I haven't seen the Be Me in chat yet, but he came and met up with us on Saturday. Pretty much hung out with us in the entire day. Even got to go to lunch with him and Retro Tech. What do you think of Be Me? He's a really cool guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he was cool. I wasn't quite sure who he was, and then finally, like, I asked you, and then you told me, oh, I've seen him in chat. He's awesome. So that's cool. He was great to hang out with, and you disappeared a few times, and we played Harry Potter and Avatar, and yeah, so I had a good time.
Yeah, he was the one guy that was taller than me. I had to kind of look up to him. He's a tall dude.
Yeah, you are like what, like 6'5", and he's
6'4". He must be 6'5".
He might be taller than that.
He might be 6'6", but
Yeah.
he's taller than me. So that is Be Me. He was a cool guy. Good to see him meet up with us. He's in Milwaukee area, so he didn't have to drive very far. I was also hoping PD7 was going to come, but something came up and PD7 wasn't able to make it to the expo, unfortunately. So we're going to start with some video here in a moment, but what we're looking at here, and we got some video of this machine. This is the Tony Hawk homebrew machine. And I had not gotten a chance to play this yet because the last 2 expos I've been for pinball, whether it be Chicago or Texas, they've had this machine there, but I wasn't able to play it because the line was so long. It was like enormously long, and there's only one machine. But this year, I guess everyone's gotten a chance to play it over the last year or so, and the lines weren't too bad. So I was able to finally get a chance to experience it. Amazing homebrew machine. And for anyone out there that, is wondering what does homebrew mean, that means that someone built this machine either from like a previous pinball machine and completely modified it to look completely entirely different, or they built it custom from scratch. And it's a cool hobby, and the outcome is amazing. Some of these machines are really fun to play. Some of them should be made into real pinball machines. They're just that good. But that was Tony Hawk, and a really fun one. This was a Harry Potter homebrew, and this was a really interesting one because it had like a really deep cabinet design, a deeper cabinet design than I have ever seen before. And I've got a little video of this one too we're going to look at here later on. But this was a very unique one that I'd never seen this style of cabinet before. But it was really engaging. Like when you started playing it, there's so much going on in the play field because of how deep it is. And the buildings look so big too. They're so tall inside there. And that's a Harry Potter homebrew. This is the P3 Metamorphic Pinball booth. They kind of had a smaller booth this year than I've seen in the past, but they did bring their 2 premier machines, the Princess Bride and their newest one, Portal. And we're going to look at some video here in a moment of that one.
Did you not have the Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes, I've got Sonic. We're going to look at that one too.
Oh, okay. I thought you just went through homebrew. Sorry.
No, we're going to go through homebrew video here in a moment. I've got some images I took, and we'll just run through these real quick. Cool. But this is their mod kit. So basically, if you buy a Metamorphic Pinball machine, you can essentially buy these modules that go inside of it, and you can, like, if you just need the kit, here's your prices, like $1,800, $3,000, $3,400. You put the kit inside, and you've got an entirely new pinball machine. Now, the artwork doesn't change on the outside, but the actual machine itself is entirely different. So this is cool idea, I think, in what they're doing here is, because one of the biggest complaints, especially if someone can only buy one pinball, is you may get tired of it. Well, with this system and how they have this set up, endless fun. You can constantly change out play fields with their business model that they've got. So go check out P3. And this is the X Arcade booth. So they had their haptic kits there. The haptic kits were really cool. You finally got to experience VR for the first time. And we're going to look at some video here at the very end. But just quick, what did you think of the FX VR pinball for the first time?
Okay, we're going to go over that now.
Well, just a brief. Give us just a brief description of what you thought about it.
All right, so I got there, and one of the first things we did when we walked in, after I paid my fee to get in and all that stuff, is Biggie D's like, I'm going to take you to all the home arcade stuff. I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. So we went to At Games. The At Games first. I played At Games. Mm-hmm. Then I believe I played the Wonderland Pinball. And then I played the X Arcade. Uh-huh. And so the X Arcade. So I have played VR only once before, and it was in like a children's game where it's like a cartoon. I was really into cartoon, like real life. So I knew somewhat what to expect. Mm-hmm. But when I got in there, I went right into pinball. I didn't do the room where you choose a pinball. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know how to pronounce her name properly. They said it 3 different ways on a stream I just watched that works for X Arcade. But she had it queued up to play Indiana Jones Pinball Adventure. And so I played Indiana Jones Pinball Adventure, I think 2 or 3 games. And then I played the pirate game. Mm-hmm. That I saw had Papa Brad had on a stream before, I think. Mm-hmm. And I did walk around a little bit in the through the room with all the pinballs in it. And that was trippy because you want to walk, but you don't walk. You know what I mean? That was really trippy. But the first thing I'll tell you that surprised me, really surprised me, is that like, because you look at the X arcade deck and you assume you're gonna like feel like you're at an arcade, not a pinball machine, because it's an arcade. You know what I mean? It's got the joystick and the buttons and all that. And like, no, that didn't even faze me. Like, all I saw was Indiana Jones Pinball Adventure, right?
Yeah.
And then when I would reach to the spots, they were right where they were supposed to be.
Isn't that cool?
And so like, I didn't even think about the joystick or the trackball or any of that stuff. It was just like, I'm at Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And
what you're seeing for the pinball buttons on the machine is exactly where they're going to be on the X Arcade. And I think that's so cool, is how they were able to integrate that, and partner was in to make sure that that worked perfect. No. And that what was new for me at this expo was the haptic kit. I'd never seen the haptic kit before. So I pre-ordered it. I'm really looking forward to receiving mine. They said we're going to be getting our haptic kit early December. So probably like first, second week of December, right before Christmas. And I'll be installing that. Cannot wait, because that's the one thing I'm missing, is that feedback, the ability to nudge the machine, to have the plunger. All those things are going to be coming with this, and was able to check that out for the first time here at the expo, which was great.
Yeah. Do you want me to? I mean, you want me to talk more about it? Or we can talk more about it later.
We're going to look at some video, and we're going to save that major
okay.
X Arcade talk for the very end of the show.
Cool. Sounds good.
So this was the Stern booth. You did get a chance to play Fall of the Empire Star Wars, and this was my first time playing it as well.
Yep.
We'll get into that here in a moment when we're looking at the video, just showing you guys kind of a quick overview here in these pictures of what was there. And then we'll get into some more detail once we see the video.
I have played King Kong. I played it in Pittsburgh about a month ago.
Yeah, so King Kong's great.
I didn't play at the expo. I played it at, I played it before, so I tried to play stuff I didn't play before.
Yeah, now with King Kong, I've have a lot of experience with it. It seems like all the local arcades around me have this machine already, and they've had it since like day one. So I've gotten a lot of time with King Kong already. So I actually didn't even play it one time while I was there.
I don't blame you.
I love the machine though. It's a great pinball machine. I think I may like it more than Godzilla actually. So this is RetroTech X right in front of the Barrels of Fun. This is when we first walked into the expo on Thursday, and I was experiencing the Barrels of Fun booth for the first time. RetroTech X, go check him out. Great dude. He is just really passionate about pinball, and just a really good guy also to like hang out with, be friends with. Was cool to see him and meet him out there. And this is Dune. So we're going to get into Dune here in a little bit, but let's just, get it out of the way right now. For me, the winner of the Pinball Expo was this machine. Would you agree with all the ones that you played? Which one would you say won the Expo?
I don't know about won the Expo, because that doesn't matter to me what won the Expo. What matters to me is what did I play and what was life-changing, or what did I play that awoken my senses or made me want to play more pinball. Okay. Nothing I have ever played in my life compares to Dune.
Yeah.
That game, I yearn to play that game more. It blew my mind. When I went to Dune and I started playing it, the way that the table just like vibrates, like you're in this like sandstorm while you're playing it, and what's on the screen and what's down, what's going on there, and the music and the sound and all of it, you get completely like enveloped with this game. And I don't see anything else around me. I don't think about anything else. This game is an addiction. I have found one an hour and a half from me. I plan to go this weekend and play more of this. I can't say a bad thing about Dune. The best pinball I've ever played by far. Nothing else compares. It's ungodly awesome.
Yeah, okay? I'm right there with you. I've played a lot of pinball over the years, especially as of late, and this was by far the best pinball experience I have ever had. And a lot of the reasons you said, like the base shaker and the ability for it to just kind of shake the machine at different levels based on the play of the game, but there's always something going on. There's always some type of feedback. It feels like with this machine, its intensity changes with the play of the game. Also, the sounds of this game, like there's just all these really and if it makes me want to go rewatch the movies now because all the sounds they put in this game came from the movie, but they integrate it so well with the gameplay. It sucks you in, and like you're in this huge convention with thousands of people and tons of noise and all this stuff going on. But when you stand in front of this and that first ball drops and you're ready to play, all that kind of goes out the window and you're like sucked into this world.
The one on the main floor had the base shaker up. The volume was up. And you were in a tent, right? We're in this tent, this Barrels of Fun tent. And they got 2 Dunes and they got 2 of the Winchester Mystery House.
Yeah.
And that's what's there. All right. And you don't really see what's behind you, but like it was loud. It was set loud because we went to the quiet room upstairs and played it. And it was still damn good, but it wasn't as good as downstairs. And we thought it was 2 different versions of the pinball, but the only difference was the back glass. There's a different back glass you could get. And the fact that the base shaker was turned up on the one downstairs.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's a good score in Dune, okay? But I was scoring better than everybody else I watched towards the end. And there's people in line, and they're like, because you had to wait a little bit, like maybe 20 minutes to play. And I got in the line 3 or 4 times. And at one point, Biggie D's like, I'm going to the lobby. I'm going to prepare to go. And I'm like, I can't leave until I play Dune one more time.
You got to get one more. Did you have a good game?
I'm like, I'm not leaving. On playing that table we just played with the broken button. I'm gonna go play Dune.
Yeah.
And like, there's people in line behind me, and they're like, "Oh, I'm in line because I'm gonna beat your score." And I'm like, "Really?"
What was your final score? I don't think I ever asked you on that final game what you.
Well, my final score wasn't as good as my good one, but like I think I had like 50 million. I had 110 million on my best one.
Yeah. Now, one thing that so this is Barrels of Fun that offers this. One thing they don't have, I wish they did have, is the Insider Connected. So we could go back and look at our actual scores to see what they were.
I took a picture.
And easily be able to track them because that's one thing they haven't done yet is the Stern Insider Connected. But it'll come. One thing I did learn about Barrels of Fun is they've only been around for 2 years. So for them to be able to be making this kind of stuff after only 2 years is incredible. I would think they're going to have some type of score ranking, tracking set up in the next year or two at the rate that they're going. But yeah, this is just, I can't speak good enough about it. Like it's just that great. And there's you're playing it. I got this photo.
That was the first time I played it. I think.
Yeah, that was the first time.
Yeah. And the first time you beat me. I don't know if you beat me again after that, but you did beat me, and I was like, "Of course you beat me. I haven't played this yet."
Now you got to play Labyrinth right after that. That's also another Barrels of Fun, and I've gotten some experience with this one over the last year since it released. I guess it hadn't been quite a year that it's been out, but ever since it did release, I've played a lot of it. But this is a good one too, didn't you think?
This is my second favorite table I played.
Oh wow, yeah, I wouldn't quite put it that high for me, but it was a top 3 for me until Dune came out. Now it's dropped out of the top 3, I think.
I love the theming, right? I mean, and then when you get multi-ball, you get the dance, Magic Dance, the David Bowie, which is,
and that's your score there, the 1 million. Mine was the 3.3.
Yeah, this is my first time I ever played it, Biggie. Is that all you got pictures of? The few times you beat me, not the 10 times I beat you. Anyway, I really enjoyed the table. I like the theming. I like the feel of Barrels of Fun. I think Barrels of Fun is probably, even though they have very few pinballs, my favorite pinball manufacturer at this point. I do like the Dune a lot more, but I really enjoy playing Labyrinth and the topper. I know P-Dubs has that topper. That topper is great. I love it. With the goblins.
Yeah, good looking
And
topper.
sounds
Now,
good, plays
this
good.
quiet room, I got a story behind this quiet room. So they put these signs out where they're like, oh, if you want to go experience Dune in Winchester in the dark in like a quiet room away from the expo, go upstairs. So I went up there. I waited in line for about 30 minutes. And then when I got to my turn, like 6 people came up. They had been sitting in the very back in some chairs against the wall. And they're all like, we're up. It's our turn. I'm like, what? You were sitting down. You weren't even standing in line. How was I supposed to know? And they're like, well, we're up. Get out of the way. So I went downstairs and I was just done with that room after that. I wasn't going to be hanging out with those people up there. They were getting kind of territorial because this Winchester Mystery House had just come out and there's only 500 of them that are being made.
525, and the reason why is because this is based off of a true story, right? This house actually exists, and it's considered to be haunted. I don't know much else about it, but it has 525 rooms. So because this haunted house has 525 rooms, they only made 525 pinballs.
Okay. We're going to look at Winchester here in a little bit, guys, but that was the new table that had just released. It's just limited run, 500 units. So everyone wanted to play it. It was like definitely the most played machine, longest line there. Now we got a chance to play Wonderland. We got a chance to experience Wonderland. You guys probably saw my interview with them. I thought that interview was great. We got a lot of information out of it. Also, I had a really good time playing it. I'm going to save my thoughts on this machine for the video we have here at the end where we can actually see it in some play. But just letting you guys know, they were there. We got a chance to play it. You played it as well.
Played it for a while. I did play it for a while.
And this is the inside of it. So you can see this is like a real pinball machine. It's got real circuits. It's got everything. And I don't know all the names of all of these parts, but what would be cool about buying one of these is you learn what all is under the hood, and you learn how to troubleshoot this stuff. You learn how to replace parts. You learn what breaks and how to fix it. And I think that's a great entry into real pinball at this because it's like $800 for the Kickstarter, $1,000 if you try to get it now. I mean, what a great way to learn pinball at a low cost because it essentially is a real pinball machine, just a smaller form factor. Here's your power supply. The cabinet is pretty empty inside. Like when you open it up, all you're going to see is that power supply. So plenty of room to add some modifications, other things, maybe a better speaker system, an amplifier, something like that could go in there. And room for expansion if you wanted to upgrade it. But the cabinet's much like an arcade one up, which I thought was really cool. So they had this huge pinball machine called the Mothership there. This thing was massive, gigantic pinball machine. It was cool to play. And that was kind of a sight to see. I think everyone wanted to see this because just how massive it was. And that was a homebrew. And Dark Realm says it was really the White House with 525 rooms before it became the haunted house, became a haunted house. TMNT got announced. So I think that everyone knew that on Thursday that Wonderland Amusements got the TMNT license. And sometime next year, they're going to follow up this Wonderland Alice Goes to Wonderland Pinball with TMNT. So I think that's really exciting for the community is not only we're getting at games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we're also going to get a real pinball table from Wonderland with the same license. I thought that was great. So big news from Pinball Expo on that. And just got a couple images here with the turtles. I love the artwork they used. I hope that this translates to their Wonderland pinball because I thought the turtles look really good on this banner they had out there.
It looks like it fits. It looks like it fits more their style than the like 80s ones. The 80s ones don't seem to fit their brand like these would, or the comic book ones would.
These like are more like the comic book.
They're a lot more
turtles.
similar, yeah.
Yeah.
But they are. But what I heard earlier is that it was like the 2012 version of the Ninja Turtles. But either way, they do look more like the comic book, and I think it's a better fit for their brand. I do.
Yeah, I agree. Looking forward to what that's going to turn out and look like when they finish it. But they're going to be starting to work on that, I heard, early next year. And it should come out next year. This is a Hellraiser custom homebrew pin. I was pretty impressed with the artwork on this one. We're going to look at some video of it here in a moment. It was the artwork was so cool on this pin. It makes me want to go watch the movies. When these movies came out, I was so young, never got a chance to see them. Parents would never let me watch these movies. So I may go back and watch them now. Here's a good shot of the Wonderland. Also dropped a short, 60-second short. I'll be following all this up with like a produced video of the expo when I get some time to edit all the video I have. Here is the new Predator machine. They had a sweet little area to show off this, I thought. The lines were pretty long the entire weekend, or the entire week. So I only got a chance to play it 3 times, but it was a tough table for me. I didn't do too well on it. I did notice a guy in front of me who's like a pro level pinball player. He got like 160 million right in front of me, but I don't think I ever got over like 10 or 15 million myself. It was tough for me. And it's a wide body table, a lot like the Evil Dead. I heard Papa Brad mention Evil Dead. That's like a wide body pinball. So is this Predator. And I don't know if I like that style of pinball. I may like the more narrow ones like Stern and Barrels of Fun use. But here's a good shot of Predator. I thought it's great timing with the new Predator movie coming out to be able to capitalize on that and have this out there. And this is based on the original Predator, so it's got Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and the story in the pinball machine is you are Arnold, and you're killing the Predator, and you're saving the, the Navy SEALs or whoever they send in that movie, the soldiers, saving them from the Predator. Pretty cool little story if you can make it through it.
You are Arnold because they didn't pay Arnold Schwarzenegger for the license.
Right. Yeah. You don't actually see Arnold's face, but you'll see his biceps and you'll see some scenes from the movie. Just they'll cut off his face on the video assets. So this is Scared Stiff. This was the only Scared Stiff they had there. I was hoping they had a lot of the Elvira there because we had the news was in pinball and that just came out this last week. So I was hoping to get some time on Scared Stiff and Party Monsters, but they only had one of each there. And this one, the Scared Stiff, was like a one that someone had custom, basically brought back to life, like for an older pin and like made it look brand new again. And I thought he did a really good job. I've got some great video of it that'll showcase that for you guys. But I didn't actually get a chance to play it because he was only letting people that were potential buyers play these machines. This was another one of his. This Tron was absolutely gorgeous. Like the colors on it were just so striking, and like he did such a great job with the colors and like adding the extra lighting and all that to customize it to make it look this way. It just really popped. This may have been like visually the best looking pinball I saw there was this Tron Legacy. And unfortunately we couldn't play it. Only the people that were potentially going to buy it were able to play it, and they ended up selling it before the end of the expo. And then here's just me at the end here, leaving for the last time with Flippy. And then I got one final shot there at the sign. But let's get into our video now. Let's get into good stuff. So here is the Stern booth. Like right when you get in, I started on the right side. This is the Stern booth. They've got like their Star Wars pins. They've got most of the Fall of the Empire machines there right when you walk in. They've got the Pro and the Premium, but they did not have the limited edition. You got a chance to play the new Star Wars, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was okay. I like Mandalorian a lot better, man.
Really?
I'm not a Star Wars fan, but I think Mandalorian is one of the best Stern tables. I thought it was pretty basic, the one we played.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I like Mandalorian better myself, and I wasn't super impressed with the new Star Wars either. Like it's just so open, and I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad table. It is fun.
It's not bad.
And it's one that I'll probably come back to at the arcade quite often, but it's not up there. You know, it's not my favorite. And
if you go around the expo and you were going to wait in line for something, you know what I mean? It's like you play it once and you're like, okay, I'm going to go stand in line for something I really liked.
It's a solid machine.
I
I'll
hate
give
to
them
say
that.
that, but
It's a solid machine. Dungeons and Dragons. Did you get a chance to play it?
I played it in Pittsburgh about a month ago. It's a good table.
Yeah, I
It's good.
love D
I
and
like it.
D. D&D. I can't rank it in my top 3, but it's like top 5 for sure. It's amazing. I love it. And I was never into D&D back when, it was popular.
I
But
should, yeah.
I do enjoy the pinball machine. It's so much fun. I also got to meet the creator at TPF, Texas Pinball, and he's done a lot of the big pinball. He did Mandalorian, if you like it.
Ah, yeah. It's a good one. I was gonna say I should clarify. I
Mhm.
rarely have played pinball, but like after I got out of the Bruce Dickinson concert in Pittsburgh, the person I was with wanted to go get dinner at a bar, and I don't like bars, but there was pinball. I played
Mhm.
pinball, and so that's what happened. That's why I
Now,
ended up playing
John
Dungeons and
Wick,
Dragons.
talking about like what's
Yeah.
my favorite Stern right now. John Wick is my favorite Stern table. And I can't explain why, because there's a lot of things I don't like about it. The
Oh,
fact
I
that
played
there's
that with
no
you.
guns anywhere on the artwork or anywhere on the playfield. But I just love the movies, and the gameplay is really addicting for me. I've gotten to where I love sitting in front of this machine and getting better at it, trying to chase scores. And I think it's a really good machine to practice on and just to enjoy and have a great time. Love John Wick. And the good thing I've been hearing at the expo this weekend is you can get a John Wick Pro for about 4,000 to 4,500 right now,
That's
because
what
they
I would
didn't
do,
sell
BD,
very
if I were
well,
you.
or the people that bought them didn't really enjoy them that much. So that really benefits me to be able to get one at such a low cost if that's what I choose to do. But
I played the X-Men before. I played it at Portland last year. That's a good one.
X-Men's
I,
good. That's a
yeah, I
solid
enjoy it.
table.
I
I
saw you
like it a
pass it, so
lot.
that's why I commented. John Wick was decent for me. I don't like it as much as you do, but it's not a bad table. It's
Mhm.
better. It's better than the Star Wars Fall of the Empire for me.
I didn't play Jaws there because I've played Jaws many times and it's not one of my favorites. So
No,
I do enjoy it, and I
it's
do like the movie and I like the artwork, but
it's
I
a
didn't play it there.
good looking pinball machine, and it's cool to casually play,
Hmm.
but it's very basic to me. And
Yeah.
I'm not an expert, but like to me, it's like there's not as much to it.
Now, talking Star Wars Fall of the Empire, I do like the Pro. So we're looking at images. On the left is the Pro, on the right is your Premium. And they didn't have limited edition there. But I do like the Pro artwork more than I do the Premium. Just the Return of the Jedi having the Ewoks on it, all that really I thought looked great. And I would be more interested in the Pro artwork myself.
Did they have the Costco version there too, or no?
They did, and we'll get into that here in just a
Okay,
moment. But
okay.
and I want to tell you a few things about it.
What did we play? The Pro?
I think we played both, Pro and Premium, or I did. I don't know if you did. Now, if you see the little Jabba the Hutt in the upper right of the playfield on that Premium, you see that
Jabba the Hutt.
upper right of the
Upper
Premium.
right. Upper right of the Premium. The Premium's on the right.
Uh huh.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's all lit up. You don't
Yeah.
get that on the Pro, so that's one of the, I guess, downsides of getting the Pro is you're gonna not get that figure of Jabba the Hutt. But just looking at the back glass, I mean, they both look good, but overall, I just, Pro, I think looks excellent with what they did with that art package. So that's their newest Stern table right there. I mean, this is the one that just come out, and it's got the new Spike 3 board, which has like an HDMI out, supposedly a little bit better board, newer technology. Also, it's got a bigger DMD than they've ever used before. So you can see how like a lot of the graphics and your scores tracking and all that is going to be on the outside of the video assets. On the smaller DMDs they were using before this, they would overlap all that over the video assets. Having the bigger screen allows them to move that to the outside of it, so you're not cutting off anything that you're seeing there for video, which is great. I thought, especially on Star Wars, it really does well having that bigger screen. Now, you were asking about that home edition. This is the Star Wars Home. All right. Now, Costco's got what's called the Star Wars Home Plus, which is even newer than this one. And the differences on the Plus that Kotsko has is it'll have Insider connected built in, and it'll also have a bigger DMD. It'll have a 10-inch DMD rather as opposed to a 7-inch. But we got a chance to play it, and I was impressed. I mean, this is a real pinball machine, like a quality Stern pinball machine. The flippers feel just as strong as what you're getting on the commercial machines. The play is really good. It's a little slower, but that would probably be good for someone who's learning or not an expert or not a professional level pinball player to have a little slower, table like that. Also, Retrotech was saying, and he brought up a good point, you could increase the, how level it is, make it less level, and then I'll increase the speed of the ball. So that's another thing you can do to help if you think it's too slow. But I loved it. I thought it was great. And these are going for $3,000. This one was selling for $3,000 in fact. But I'd go to Kotsko, get a brand new one for that price with the Insider connected, with the bigger DMD. And you would have like a Stern quality pinball table, brand new with a warranty in your home. And what's cool about these is they're a little smaller than the commercial machines. So they're perfect for the home, right? Like you can see it here. They're not as tall. They're not as deep. And they're a little bit less width. So like if you're trying to fit it into a smaller area, I think these home edition Stern tables are great. And I saw a guy on YouTube who bought one of these a couple months ago, and he's regularly doing content on it. And he was actually at the expo, and I saw an update video from him today. He picked up the Jurassic Park home edition at the expo, and he has it right next to his Star Wars. And he's going to stick with these home editions because they just fit his room really well. They're fun for him to play, and I'm right there with him. Great price point for me, and the size fits my apartment. I'm not in a house, so we'll see. Like with that TMNT at games or this, I just don't know. The P-Dubs Arcade Loft reached out to me this week about this machine, and he said that in the Phoenix area there's only 4 left. There's 2 in Avondale and 2 in Goodyear, I think he said, at a Kotsko. And he said that they're currently still selling for $4,800. He looked into all this for me. But he said there's reports around the country of some Kotskos offloading these for as low as $600, believe it or not. So I'm going to be keeping a very close eye, and I'm also going to be, hopefully P-Dubs will alert me if he gets any new information, because if it's too good to pass up, I'm going to just get one of these. Get a real pinball table rather than a virtual pinball table. What did you get a chance to play this, Steps?
No, I've played the Jurassic Park home edition, and it was pretty good. And I think the new Star Wars is more full featured than that one, for sure. So I couldn't complain about that one at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Devastator Omega says $3,000, not counting the inevitable maintenance cost. I think your maintenance will be pretty low. I mean, you've got a 1-year warranty with it. Hopefully, a lot of the major issues would show in the first year. And by that point, you probably got a good idea of how to maintain it and keep it in good shape. Also, at home, you're not in a commercial environment. It shouldn't get the abuse of those other machines get. And Amiga Cami is saying it's super reliable, no mechs, so not much to go wrong. And she's got the Jurassic Park one and has never had to take the glass off even once. So that's really good to hear. The people, I think the one thing that people say about these is like, if you're going to get one machine, you may get tired of this machine, where if you get the virtual one, you've got unlimited tables to play. And I don't know if I'd get tired of these, because it does have the Insider connected built in. So I'll still be able to score chase, be able to track my scores, which will be fun amongst everyone else. Also, I would be practicing my flips for like my tournaments, because there's all kinds of like different flips you have to learn and techniques on how to keep the ball in play or get it to go where you want on the play field. And this would be a great practice machine at home to learn and to get better on, I feel like.
They're a gateway drug, Biggie D.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that people in line behind me at Dune. Oh, we started with one really old pinball. Now we got 4 of them.
Yeah. So we
My
got some
wife-
good overhead view here of it.
Yeah.
And
You know, my
it's
wife
good to
really-
compare with the Mandalorian to the left and the older Star Wars to the right of what it looked like. So this is the Barrels of Fun. This is who I thought won the show right here.
I
What do
agree.
you think? You think they were the best representation?
They had the
they-
smallest. They had one of the smallest areas, but they had the best pinballs.
They had the best pinballs and they had the
I love
longest lines.
Can't say enough good things.
The Winchester, this is the Winchester line, and
It was huge.
it stayed this way the whole week. From Thursday till Saturday, it looked like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was long line upstairs and downstairs, and
So you
Yeah.
finally get into there, and they've got the Dune, they've got the Labyrinth, and then they've got a few of the Winchester pinballs in there. And
when I was there, they didn't have those other ones behind you. They just had the ones inside. I thought.
those are the ones they moved upstairs for the quiet room.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
I was like, those weren't there when I was there, Biggie D.
Having the tent was nice though, because it helped with the sound, muffle the sound. Also, it kept the overhead lights off the table, so you're able to really get into the game and see everything. But you can see how Barrels of Fun utilizes like 2 screens. They got one on the DMD, and then they got one behind the playfield below it. And they do a really good job with that, especially on the Winchester, because that's the mansion. And the screen are where the ghosts come out. So, like, if you start hitting the shots in the back there, you'll start seeing ghosts appear in the house on that screen. And it reminds me a lot of, like, the Haunted House ride at Disney World.
Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. That theme, like, is what they're kind of going for.
I think this theme could have sold more pinballs than they think they could have probably.
Yeah.
I some people, you know, I was talking to somebody, and they said I don't think that theme would sell very well. And then I told them, I go, they only made 525. It's sold out.
Yeah. You can't get one if you
It's
want
not a
one.
problem. But I think this haunted mansion theme could get. Yeah, it doesn't even need to pay for the license. Really, if you make a haunted mansion themed table, it just can't be Disney's Haunted Mansion, you know.
I love the stained glass look they did for the art on the playfield. It looks really good, and the colors really pop on it.
They spent so much time on this to only make 525. It's like that's kind of what's mind-boggling about it.
And so this is a real house for anyone that doesn't know. It's like San Jose, California, and it's real haunted house. Winchester, the gun, that's the family. I guess evidently the husband died, and she went on to do like ghosts and like learn about ghosts and try to I guess get them to come to her house, and supposedly it's a haunted house. The Ouija board is on it, and that's, I guess, how she summoned the ghost. This is the Dune artwork, so if you guys were curious on what that Dune artwork looked like, looks really good. And you could see the rails, like the metal railing, is really well done. It's got this like kind of texture to it, and it looks kind of like sand, how they did it. They left no stone unturned with this table. Every little nook and cranny has something custom that they did with it to make it fit the movie theme, to make you feel like you're in the movie. And it looks and plays so well. It's a beautiful machine. And this, I learned, is a new back glass that they're trying out, because some people didn't like all the characters on the original back glass. I did. And oh yeah, Dark Realms wanted to know where that board was at, Ouija board. So, we'll just to show him, we'll show him real quick. Let's see here. We're gonna get another shot. No, we'll have to go back a little farther.
Are we going to talk about Winchester? What we thought of Winchester, or?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought it was a good table, solid table, a lot of fun. I definitely didn't like it as much as I like Dune, but it was definitely better than a lot of the other tables there, for sure. I mean, like, I would say Dune was number one, Number 2 for me was probably the Winchester. So it was number 2.
At the
And
show?
yeah, so what I learned too is that this back glass they're trying out. This was the first print of it. So you can see how it's a little dark around the worm. They're going to try to improve the clarity of this image to bring out the texture of the worm better. But this was the very first print that we got to see there at the expo. And a lot of people, I guess evidently, that bought the machine are wanting a different option on the back glass and had pushed them to make this. But I like the original back glass better
too.
myself.
I agree.
And then we got a good shot of the topper there too. And then we'll get a good shot here of the playfield, I think.
Yeah, I thought Winchester Mystery House was a top 5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I thought the theming was good. Yeah, I didn't like it as much as Dune or Labyrinth, but it was up there for me for sure. Oh my God, this is bringing back flashbacks. When the ball lands in that crater there.
Oh yeah,
and then that. Do you have footage of that rising up at all?
I don't know if I do or not.
But it rises up and it plays this song in music, and it fits the crater rising and like the table's shaking, and
then you've got the worm on the DMD
God.
coming at you at the same time, and it just all syncs up just perfectly to make you feel this like feeling when you're playing it. I know what you're talking about.
It's such an experience, man.
Yeah.
Like I can't recommend anything more than this. This is like, oh my God.
So that
awesome.
For anyone that's wondering, where you're seeing that loop on the rail, below it there's that circle. That's a worm, and it can either eat the ball and suck it down under the playfield, or it can come up all the way to that upper ramp, and it spits the ball out onto the ramp perfectly. It's so cool how they did that. But I don't think I
need
have
to
any
watch the
video
movie
of it.
so I understand it more. But like, I'm just talking about. I just played the game with. I've never seen the movie, and I love it that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Papa Brad saying the worm is incredible. Yeah, that when I first saw that, I was sold. I was like, man, I've never seen anything like that before. And you can see the aprons looks really good. Some detailed shots of the artwork for you guys. The colors are amazing. And just all those little hidden areas there in that cave on that rock formation is really cool. How the ball just kind of goes like where you can't see it, but it's still moving around back in there.
Obviously the sand dunes and all that other stuff. It reminded me a little bit of kind of the mountains that are in Whitewater, and Whitewater is a really good old table, but like Dune is next level. Forget Whitewater.
Right. You had mentioned this topper. I'd seen this topper many times before the event, but you had mentioned how great it looks. I did think they did a really good job with this.
I don't think I could see. The problem is, if I bought this table, I'd have to have the topper, and that's a whole nother $1,000. You know what I mean? But like
with this theme though, it's like you would have to have this topper, because it matches. So
you have
perfectly.
to, because if you were rich and you had this in your house, and you have people come over and see it, the reaction's gonna be much better with that freaking topper.
Yeah.
There's not many times I think, okay, this topper's unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
This is a must-buy topper.
Yeah, absolutely. It's expensive, but like you said, almost a must-have for this theme.
God, I love this table too.
This table's so good it made me go watch the movie. I'd never seen the movie before. So here's the P3 Metamorphic Pinball booth. Did you get a chance to play these?
I saw them. I did not play them.
This is their newest license portal. Basically, what these machines they're utilizing I think it's a 32-inch screen on the playfield underneath a lot of these ramps and modules that you put inside of it. And I don't know if it's cool, but a lot of the reason that I like pinball is I get away from the screen, right? I'm always playing video games or I'm playing my arcades, and it's a good change of pace to play pinball because it's not a screen for the most part. And I don't know if I like this to the point where I would buy one. I do enjoy playing them. They're good pinball tables, and I like the idea. I like the out of the box thinking and trying to create new ideas and do things that no one else has done. I like all that. I like the expandability of putting new modules in it and having more than one pinball table, but only having one cabinet. But just not a huge fan of the gameplay, I don't think, with that screen underneath. Also, they need to improve the clarity of the screen as well. The screen on the back glass is super clear. The screen on the playfield is not. And I learned it's not the actual screen. It's all these like plastic overlays that they have to put over the screen to protect it from the ball that doles it out. So he's working on trying to find new materials to use for that are clear. But until he does, you just have to deal with it. Now on Portal, they kind of use bland colors, which helps a little bit. But if you go play Princess Bride, it really shows because they're trying to use more brighter colors and more colors, and it really shows how dull it looks. But not so much on Portal, luckily. And then Portal has these ramps that go up and down. You saw that, which is pretty cool, neat idea, I think. And you can add ramps or over time too. Like some of these lower ones on the playfield are additional, extras, upgrades that you can get. So they'll continue to expand these. This is the Princess Bride here. And it's a fun table as well. I got a chance to play this at Pinball Expo last year. It was new at Expo last year. And these are all those modules, so these can all be inserted into the machine to give you an entirely different game. Everything that's on the screen changes, and then you've got the new ramps, the new playfield. And these are expensive. They run anywhere from $1,800, we saw those prices earlier, up to $3,000. But they've got a good selection. Here's your Predator. If you guys are interested in what the Predator booth looked like, this is Pinball Brothers. Pinball Brothers only has one other one that I can think of. It has Alien. What happened to my video? It's all white. Oh, there we go. Got it back. So here's the playfield on Predator. It's an impressive playfield, especially that helicopter in the upper left-hand corner there is cool. Those blades will start to move at certain points in the game. And when those blades start spinning, I think that is really cool, neat idea. I like that a lot. But I wasn't super sucked into the game or felt like I was getting any better. It just seemed really tough to me. But then there were others in line in front of me that had huge scores that seemed to really dig it and were playing well with it. So to each their own. I think that's why they make all these different machines is one person's going to love something where another person's just not going to feel it at all. And that's why they have so many different ideas and different themes. And, everyone's going to want something and like something different, it seems like in pinball. But the artwork I thought was good. The theme was good. The gameplay, like what was going on the DMD and the scoring system was a lot of fun. I just liked the first Predator movie a lot, and it uses all the original actors except for Arnold. They don't actually mention Arnold in the game. But there's all what I would call our big manufacturers that I have video of that I was going to share tonight.
Jersey Jack?
Jersey Jack, I did not get any video for us tonight, but I do have a Pinball Expo produced video I'm going to do to follow this up, which hopefully I can get some video of Jersey Jack for us for that.
Can we talk
This
about
I just threw together right before the stream tonight. I'd gotten off work and I threw this together in like an hour and a half right before the stream. So I've got a ton more video I did not include into this. So this is the mothership, and you guys may see in my new video that comes out about Expo some of this video footage in that video later on. So you're getting a first look at some of this. But this is that big mothership, massive, gigantic pinball. Here is that Hellraiser pinball. Never seen the movie. These movies came out in the 80s. I know they remade it recently with a woman Hellraiser. And I'm interested to get into this franchise and go see these movies and watch them because I've never seen them. And seeing the artwork on this table and how good of a job they did with this. This is a homebrew, so this is a completely custom table that they did from scratch. And the theme is just so well done. it makes me want to go see the movie now. The gameplay wasn't that great though. Actually, the gameplay when you're in front of it and you're playing it isn't that impressive, but the artwork was. And like the theme, they just did such a good job with this one. And I don't know what's going on because I hadn't seen the movie, but they've got these like rooms in the back. Like one looks like a hospital bed room. And then they got this weird looking thing in the back left. It just really got me interested in wanting to see the movies now. Did you get a chance to see this machine?
No, the homebrew that we ended up playing was the Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
That's the homebrew we ended up playing, and then I ended up talking to the Paul for a long time. So that was cool, though. I had a cool conversation.
I wish you
with
had
Paul.
gotten a chance to see this one. It was definitely a sight to see.
I did see the Tony Hawk. There we go.
Yeah. Now, this is one I knew you would like. When we went to Homebrew, I immediately wanted to take you to this one because I know you'd just gotten your Genesis recently and you've been stocking up on Sega games.
Yeah.
So I thought you'd have a real appreciation for this one. What did you think of Sonic the Spinball?
I was surprised how good it was for a homebrew. I was not expecting much. I was like, oh, homebrew is camp,
Mm-hmm.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Impressive what he was able to create with this theme. The sounds on this, you guys aren't going to be able to hear that in this, but the sounds are just like the video game. The DMD, you can choose which game you want to play, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, 3, Spinball, Sonic and Knuckles, and you play through all the acts of the games. So it's like you're playing a video game of Sonic the Hedgehog while you're playing pinball. It's so cool. And this was completely custom, and guy built this on his own. And it just makes me think, like, why have we not gotten a Sonic the Hedgehog pinball table yet?
It makes sense. I enjoyed that he incorporated the spine to Sonic the Spinball from the Genesis as the cabinet art on the side. I thought that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did a really good job with this one. Highly recommend if you guys ever go to any of these like pinball expos, go to the homebrew section, try to find this Sonic because it's worth seeing if you've never played it before. And as a video game fan, Sega fan, it really is nostalgic, to play this.
Yeah, we played 3-player.
Yeah, we played 3-player with the Be Me, and we had a really good time with it. And the line wasn't too long, but the whole time I was there was always someone playing it. It was never empty. Here's that Tony Hawk I was telling you about. Did you get a chance to play Tony Hawk?
I didn't play, but I saw it. I did see it.
It's impressive. I've been wanting to play this for over a year since last Pinball Expo. Haven't had a chance to play it because the lines have been so long, but I finally got a chance at this event, and it was everything I thought it was going to be. It impressed me probably more than what I thought it would end up being. It was an incredible table. That guy's name tag there, Nick, he's the guy who created it, and he's a cool dude. He'll sit there pretty much the whole expo and explain things to you, help you out, show you how to play it, answer questions. He's got that little screen on the playfield there. That's where you select which skater you want. He's got like a full line of skaters to choose from all the games. So did you ever play Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the games?
I've played it on the PlayStation at some point. Yeah, I never bought it, but I've played it.
Okay. Yeah, if you played the games, you'll probably like it even more. Or if you're like a skateboarder, you probably have a real appreciation for it. But it's so cool how he's made it look like concrete and make it look like a skate park in the back. And when you're hitting those ramps and stuff, it's so cool. It's like, doing all kinds of flips and crazy stuff back there. And it plays so well, too. It's like for a homebrew table, a custom table, you wouldn't think these are too reliable, but not once did I ever see him open this machine or do any maintenance on it the entire week. And this got a ton of use, hundreds of people playing it every day and no issues, not once that I saw. So he has really put this together and made a great pinball machine. And then there's that back play field there where the skate park's at. And the lighting's really good on this. All right, so now we're just going to look at like a bunch of obscure pins that, random pins. For some of you guys out there, you may see something that catches your eye here, but this is just a long walk through all the random classic pinball tables they had there. They had probably, I don't know, a few hundred of these classic pinball tables. A lot of them I had never played. Some of them I had. Some of them I didn't know about. There's Elvira and the Party Monsters. That's the only Elvira and the Party Monsters they had there. I did get a chance to play it. There's a Whodunit. I finally got a chance to play Whodunit. I've been wanting to play that since the last, Volume 9 came out on Zen, because I'd never played that one. Pretty fun table. It even holds up today for being like an older Williams pinball. It still holds up very well today. But you can see here just all these different themes and pinball tables they've created over the years. There's Wizard of Oz and Hobbit and some newer ones there that I caught. So this is this Roller Coaster Tycoon going to come up? Hopefully it does, because I got a chance to play Roller Coaster Tycoon for the first time, and it's actually really good. B. Kirby says that he's got The Godfather. I think that's what you told me. You've got Godfather. There's a shot of it.
That's a Jersey Jack.
Mm-hmm. Dark Realm says the creator of skateboards came out in the 80s movie Thrashin'. I got to see that. Here's a bunch more classic pinball tables. F-14 Tom got to play that one. I like it. You like Indiana Jones, don't you?
Yeah, I only got to play it on the X Arcade. I was looking for a real one to play. I never ended up seeing that. The one that I saw was sold and you couldn't play it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's that Back to the Future. It's cool how they did the time on the speakers. I like that. Some of these, like, there's so much going on. What's great about taking video is you get to go back and relive this, because there's, you're so busy and you got to fit all this into just like a day or 2 days, 3 days, however long you're there. But you really don't get to take it all in. But to be able to have the video to go back and rewatch, it's like, oh yeah, that was there. Or, man, I wish I had a chance to play that table. There's just so many, you're not going to be able to play them all. Not even close. So you've just got to get in what you think is worth playing and the time you have allowed. But there's more than enough to go around and plenty of tables to play. There's a Whitewater. Never got a chance to play that there, but
you never played Whitewater before?
No, not at the expo. I didn't.
Okay.
But we have one at Starfighters Arcade here in Mesa that I can go play it. These older, like these real old ones, like this Kiss and Playboy, Evel Knievel, this style pinball table, I don't go back that far. I think the Williams ones are about as far back as I enjoy playing. I just don't get a lot out of the real old ones. There's Champion Pub. That's a good one. But even like these ones that I don't enjoy, like these real old classic ones, other people do. Like a lot of people come to see these. They even had an area where I don't have any video of like machines from like the 1930s. And even that area was crowded. I had zero interest in going in there to see those. But they were like the old like wood cabinet style pinball machines they had there. And some people, that's what they love and what they go to see. There's a Ghostbusters. I like that one. Cubert's Quest. I know P-Dubs would like to get that one.
He has it.
Oh, does he have Cubert's Quest?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's right next to his Labyrinth, I think.
No, you're getting that confused with his At Games HD that he skinned with Cubert.
No, he owns a real one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. They had a Hulk that long ago. There's the old Data East Star Wars. It's cool to see that there. Okay, so these are those like premium ones that like the guy did like tons of work cleaning them up and refinishing all the metal and like all
That must
the
be the one I saw that was sold.
yeah, he just like redid
Yeah.
these, polished them up to like they look brand new. They look better than brand new machines. He added a bunch of like custom materials to it to make it look even more attractive and more like a premium machine than they were when they came out. Like this Indiana Jones was a work of art. It was like the gold on it was just so beautiful. And he sold that machine, I saw. And then this is the mother load. This is the best one that he had. This Tron Legacy. It just looks so good. The colors are so vibrant on that one. And then the Scared Stiff too. I'd never seen a Scared Stiff look this good. We have a Scared Stiff at Starfighters Arcade, and it works great. But it just doesn't look like this, right? It's old. It's kind of grimy, and even though they keep it clean, you know, like the back glass looks nothing like that. He added extra lighting to the back glass so you can see the spider spin even better. And the playfield, like all the tube for the dragon that the ball rolls down is like crystal clear. Looks so good. He sold this machine too. And these were not cheap. These, I think were anywhere from like 10 to 15,000, even though these are older machines. But that's our what we call homebrew, which are custom pins as well as like obscure pins that you don't ever see that often. And then now we're going to look at some home arcade stuff. So this fits more of like what we enjoy here in home arcade mostly, and what I saw there that I thought would fit most of what you guys enjoy out there. So this is those Atari recharged arcades. Have you ever seen these?
Yes, actually, I have seen them.
These are pretty cool, actually. I got a chance to play the Missile Command recharged, and it's pretty cool playing these older classic games with like modern graphics and this like really bright, you know, custom, you know, like premium arcade cabinet. It's a good idea to bring these out. And you know, a lot of people grew up playing these games, but like the younger audience, they never played these. So this is a great way to get, I think, those younger arcade gamers into these classic arcade games, is to like give it a new, you know, fresh coat of paint and make these games more modern in their graphics, and, you know, make this a premium looking cabinet for it to attract people to come play it. I think this is a great idea. So these were the two Act Games machines they had there. And the Dinosaur Dynasty on the right is the one that I believe Retrotech X found that TMNT on. Now, when I'd gotten there on Thursday, they had already reset both of the machines back to stock like they were when they got out of the box. So, like the Addams Family was like before the day one patch. It was like unplayable. The lag was terrible. And then the one on the right, the Dinosaur Dynasty, that is the one that has 180 games on it. And it played a little bit better because it's got a little bit newer firmware update out of the box than the Addams Family did. But this is the one they're going to sell for $4,500, this Dinosaur Dynasty. It's got an arcade control panel. It's got an SSF kit. It's got a premium 2-year support through At Games with Premier support. I guess they'll get back to you quicker, maybe get your issues resolved more quickly if you have any. And then you will get 180 games built in, preloaded on the machine. But at a price tag of $4,500, I just don't see anyone buying
I could
that.
not spend that on a V pin.
No way.
If I had that much money, I'd be buying a real pinball. And I'm sorry, I you know, I'm just being completely honest here. I'm trying to be positive, but
Yeah.
that's a big ask. That is a big ask.
But you can see there how much smaller they are than the real machines. Still a lot bigger than the arcade 1-up pinball, that's for sure. But still a smaller machine. And unfortunately, I did not get a chance to play that new TMNT. That would have been nice. But this is me going through the menu of those 180 games on it. Preloaded. It's all their Gottlieb tables. Oh, they did have Polycades there. You said you didn't even know they had these?
Well, I've played them before. They've been at retro conventions I've been to.
Okay.
The ad games that was $4,500 didn't even have any Zen tables on it.
No Zen tables. So, what do you think of the Polycade?
It's very expensive.
Hmm.
I think it looks like an arcade that would be designed to be like in like a children's hospital. I hate to say that, but
Oh,
like
with
it
the
does.
white?
Like it put you well because it goes. You can put it on the wall. It looks like, and it's got this
Yeah.
different shape. It doesn't, it's different. It doesn't look like a real arcade.
Yeah. I know P
Um,
Dubs has one. He enjoys his.
I'm not saying it's not. I don't know whether it's really something truly enjoyable or not. I played it very casually. I'm just talking about like I wonder who's it for. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's all I'm saying. Did you play it?
Just for like a moment.
I
I'm
think
not too interested in these myself.
they start out at like $2,200, don't they?
They're expensive. Yeah, I don't know what the exact price is. I've just never been too interested in them myself.
Yeah.
Let's see. They're one regular price 2,500. They're selling it for 2,000, black or white. It's a lot of
That's
money.
if you're at the show. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
essentially just a widescreen monitor with a nice cabinet, quality controls. You have swappable control decks you can put on it. It's got good sound. It's got like a mini PC built into it that can play some higher end games. I've seen P-Dub stream it. Looks like you can play some higher end arcade games.
But the button layout and all that, it looks like it's for kids.
Yeah, the colors on it and stuff.
I mean, I don't know. That's why I said children's hospital. That's what was my vibe. I hate saying that. I mean, I want to be nice, but like,
Yeah.
I'm always,
All right, so now we're getting to the good stuff. We're getting to, I think we're going to finish with two major products that really hit home for home arcade and what we like. And that's going to be the Wonderland Amusements, their new Alice Goes to Wonderland. And also, we're going to look at the X Arcade right after this. But I'm going to run this video and you just kind of tell me your impressions of Wonderland. I won't interrupt you.
okay. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is that, they had their nice little area here where they could you could meet the people that are involved with Wonderland Amusements. They got really good art. The art is, I really am a big fan of the art that they're using, both on the cabinet and on the displays there. I played this for a good while, and I could tell you it looks really good for the money. I will say that because you're under $1,000. It's like $9.99, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So for the money, it's really cool. It's really nice,
Mm-hmm.
and when it's working, it plays well. It felt unfinished, but I don't know. Was that the final version, or is this like where was?
He says it's pretty close to final. He said the only change you're going to notice visually is going to be the plunger. They were using like a prototype plunger. There's going to be a more quality upgraded plunger that comes with the final unit. But outside of that, pretty much cosmetically, everything's the same. The only thing we're going to see major changes on, I think, going forward before the release are going to be some slight tweaks to like make sure it's more reliable and the gameplay is better. Also, code improvements. He said, with the Wi-Fi built in, they're going to constantly be improving the code and like the gameplay and all that. So what we were experiencing there is still not even close to what, the final code will look like, he was saying. But
Okay.
it was scoring well. Like it was keeping track of our scores. We were playing 2-player, 3-player games, and it was keeping track accurately, I thought. And it was enjoyable. Like we were competing on an actual pinball table. And for the most part, it wasn't breaking down on me. It was playing, especially this one. There were two of them. There was an older model that had come out like earlier this year. And then there was this newer model, which is more in line closer to what the final product will be. And this machine here played very well compared to the other one. The only issues I found with this one is the volume didn't work too well. And there were a couple times where he had to take the glass off, or it's actually a plexiglass overlay, not actual glass. But he had to have to take that off and like grab the ball because it got stuck somewhere and put it back into play. That only happened a couple of times though on this machine. So I can deal with that because it's a home machine. It's not meant for commercial use. And there were hundreds of people playing this throughout the day, every day. So it was getting a lot of use and it wasn't built for that. So for the few times that he had to reset the ball for all of those hundreds of people playing it, that wasn't a big deal for me. And the sound.
I thought they had to do it for me though. I mean, like
They did?
Yeah, so for me, like, I'll tell you, I thought, okay, this looks better than I thought it would look. The price point's good. The flippers do look like they're 3D printed, and they look like they spent less on the flippers than they did the rest of the cabinet parts, which seemed weird to me. Like, why did you cheap out on the flippers? You know what I mean? Everything else is looking pretty good. You know,
so this is the older unit, and something you're going to notice about the older unit compared to the newer unit is that cat in the upper right of the playfield. It used to just be like a plastic, image of the cat, and it would be on a spring and it would move around a little. On the newer one, they actually have a 3D molded cat with light up eyes, and the lights on the eyes do not trigger until you hit that ramp. So I thought that was really cool too. That they added
mushrooms, the feedback when you hit those mushrooms feels really good.
Those bumpers, pop bumpers.
Yeah, the solenoids on this, or whatever you call them, whatever the feel you get, definitely better than the at games. Price point is on point. The design for what you're paying for it, pretty good. Like I said, a few minor complaints with the like. I thought the flippers could have been a little bit cool, better looking, and then I think it's unfinished. There's things that need to be fixed, and hope I don't know if they're coding issues. I don't know enough about it because I don't do custom pinballs, but I'm hoping that for the people that are getting this, that it runs really well. But for me, like when I first played it, I go, okay, this isn't quite ready yet, but this shows a lot of potential.
Yeah, you have to think like a year ago, right? We were at this event 1 year ago, and this was a black box. They had nothing. So for them to have created this in just that a little amount of time, I think was a big feat, a big accomplishment. And the one on the left here that we're seeing in this video, I thought it played pretty well. And let's go back because we're about to do X Arcade, but just to kind of wrap this up. For $7.99, absolute steal. I think we live in a day and age where you can get something like this for $800. I mean, it's just mind-boggling to think that can happen, right? And then at $1,000, I mean, it's still very reasonable. It's like very affordable at $1,000 for what you're getting. And the improvements that I saw from this model to the other model that I played were impressive as well. Like they are making some really good improvements to the machine little by little. And I think once people get the final product, the code is finished, I think for the most part, people are going to be really happy. I think where people are going to have like some risk involved with these is going to be the support, the level of support from the company, because there's only 4 people that work for this company. And you got to think they're going to have hundreds of people contacting them at first with issues, right? They're going to need parts. They're going to pull it out of the box, put it together. Something's not going to work. And they're going to have to field those tickets. They also said that they're potentially going to be taking phone calls from customers when it first releases. I don't know how in the world they're going to take phone calls. Not even at games can take phone calls. So how is a small group of 4 going to be able to do that? I don't know. But they said that's what they're going to try and do. So they can just field that stuff quickly and get those parts out as quick as possible to people so they can get up and running. But my 2 major concerns are reliability and parts availability. Those are my 2 major concerns. And they can prove me wrong. They can, show me that that was nothing that I needed to be concerned about by just backing up what they were saying at the expo, which they were basically saying that every customer will be taken care of. Every person that has an issue will receive a follow-up, and if they need the part or they need support, it will be there for them. They assured us of that. And if they can back that up and provide what they were actually promoting there at the expo, then I think this is a home run. They're going to knock it out of the park with this one.
To do this with
Because
only
that's
10
really
people.
my only concern is, are they going to be there for you when you do have an issue? If you need something, are they, going to have the resources to actually get that stuff out to you quickly, or be able to actually have the available parts there on hand to be able to send them to you? They said that the parts are going to be stored in a warehouse in LA, and they're going to keep every part that they'll ever need, and they're going to keep a mass supply of them. So at any point they can send it out, and every part will be covered under the warranty for the first 6 months. And then after the 6 months, they'll continue to send those out to you as needed, just at an added cost. But he said those costs will be extremely reasonable compared to what you're paying for third-party parts from other companies. I did want to mention the DMD. I thought the DMD was very impressive as well. The colors were really good on it. Crystal clear DMD. That was something I was concerned about. Are they going to cheap out on that screen? They definitely did not. And this video is not showing just how great that looked. But the screen looked really good. The animations on the DMD looked great. Like, how At Games uses all those swirls and stuff on their developed tables that they do. They didn't mess with any of that low budget stuff. They actually paid someone that knows how to code and create this media, because it flows, right? When you're scoring and everything, when you're unlocking areas of the game, all that stuff is also happening on the DMD as well. And it all syncs up, and it keeps you engaged. I enjoyed it. I had a good time playing it when it worked. Like you said, when it stops working and they have to reset the ball, or if they have like an issue like this machine, the flippers just quit working at one point. And it took them like half a day to get them working again. And they were FedExing parts overnight during the event to keep it up and running. But for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, for the most part, both machines were up and running, more so the one on the left, the newer machine. But they were able to keep them up and running the whole event.
It didn't mess up as bad as the Avatar did for me.
Oh, yeah.
Avatar where Jersey Jack's kept...
Meatball Saucy's asking, did it repeat off with her head over and over and over? I didn't really hear that. But again, the one on the left here we're looking at, which was the good machine, which played very well, and also had the newer additions to the playfield, and it also had a newer board too, he said. So the board that runs the code on the right one was an older board. The one on the left was an upgraded board that's newer that they decided to go with, and it seemed to run much better. The only issue that they really had with the one on the left was the volume was stuck at 20%, and they could not get it any higher. So outside of that, everything ran pretty well on it. But unfortunately, with that lower volume issue they had, you couldn't really hear much of anything. Especially, it's so loud in there too. Even the Sterns, like the premium, big machines, you couldn't hear those either. All right, so that'll be our Wonderland Pinball, and I'll probably be discussing that more and more over the next few weeks.
I'm looking forward to people getting that in their hands and seeing what they think. I hope that there's some at least some sort of improvements before, when people get it in their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I think Peter is a great guy, and I think he has a passion for this stuff, and I think he'll make it right. I think customers are going to be happy, from what I gathered.
The one I met said he worked for New Wave Toys before.
Yeah, that's Peter.
Yeah. Like I said, I thought they were very passionate, and it looked better than I thought it would. But there's a few things that hopefully you could either deal with or get corrected. And for a first pinball, for somebody to do this at that price point, that's a risk. And they're doing pretty good, all things considered. And I look forward to seeing that in their next one.
Yeah, the next one's going to be really
Turtles?
Fun to follow. Is that TMNT, because I'm interested to see what they do with that license. But am I going to get the Wonderland? Probably not, because I missed out on the Kickstarter. Also, I think there is still some risk, being the first ones to get those units. You're definitely going to have to deal with a few issues, and you're going to have to take a risk on the support. How well is that going to be? But I think they could easily prove anyone wrong and deliver on all those things. And it's up to them to do that. And then next year, when the TMNT starts getting developed and they get a few of these sold and under their belt, customers receive their units and they work through a lot of the issues. Sometime next year, I'll probably be ready to get one, but not yet, not quite yet, I don't think. Now on the X Arcade, I do have one of these because these were sent out, or a unit was sent out to me for review, and did a review video. And if you guys have watched that, I'm very impressed with the X Arcade. I play it every day, and I love playing pinball on it. It's my favorite thing to play on it. And I'm looking forward to this haptic kit. I wanted to see what this was all about, and they had it there on display. They had 3 units. And what the haptic kit's going to give you is feedback. So there's haptic motors in there. So whenever the ball is moving around on the playfield, or something's going on in the game, you're going to feel that feedback in the unit itself in the control panel. And we're missing that right now. We don't have that, and that's the one thing I wish I had, and this will fulfill that with the haptic kit. Also, you have the ability to nudge. Right now I'm having to use a button on the right side as well as the joystick on the left side to nudge the machine. And with this new unit, the haptic kit, you're going to be able to nudge forward by pushing forward on the control panel. You'll be able to nudge left and nudge right by moving it left to right. It's also got some new feet on the stand, which allow it to nudge even easier. It'll rock from left to right a little bit easier. And it all worked pretty well. What RetroTech X had pointed out is he believes they need to work on the forward nudge a little bit, but the left and the right nudge work perfect. And then the haptic feedback is great to be able to have that rumble in the machine. And to have it sync with the gameplay on the game is a pretty cool experience. And then you've got the speakers on top. And even though we couldn't really hear the sound coming out of those speakers because it was so loud in there, having that additional sound, I think, is great too. Because just, when I'm playing virtual pinball, I've got a home theater system set up with a subwoofer, and then I've got a sound bar. And I just think the more sound you can provide that when you're playing pinball, the better. And these added speakers are going to be great. So it's also got a real plunger as well. The plunger's pretty cool having that. And I know Papa Brad's in the chat. He's got a prototype unit in his house, and he's been playing this already. So I've been following his channel and his content on these. But it looked like there were a lot of interested people there in the X Arcade that had never experienced it before. And I think all day through the whole event, there was always people there with headsets on checking these things out. And it was cool to see that and see everyone interested in X Arcade, because it's been something I've really enjoyed over the last month since I got mine. And then you played for the first time.
Yes.
You want to kind of tell us about, this was your first time ever playing VR, and it was your first time experiencing the X Arcade. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I did. It was interesting because you don't notice that the X Arcade's there. You just think it's a pinball table because it fits. I don't know. It just fits with what you're seeing and everything. Everything works. And you feel like you're actually there playing a pinball table, and the feedback, I guess it's solenoids. I'm sorry, I've not been nerdy about this like some of you. Where it kicks back, that felt really good.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I felt it was better than the at games. I definitely like the feel of it. I like getting lost in VR and walking around and seeing all the different pinballs. I enjoyed playing Indiana Jones. What's the pirate game? Black something? Black Pearl?
Black Rose?
Black Rose? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I guess that's what I played, yeah. But you forget you're even in the expo, because it just sucks you in that much. And I was very impressed with it. If I was going to get into pinball like at home, like a virtual pinball situation, like I think that would definitely be the way to go. I mean, it's the best price, it's the best experience.
I'm glad you
Um,
brought that up because like we were trying to add up the cost of one of these. So like if you got the control panel, that's 400. You get the haptic kit, it's 150. You get the VR headset. It all
300.
comes in at around like $900, I think, with everything. That's still less than the at games with everything you need. And you can pick up these FX tables or these FX VR tables for a lot less than what you pay for them on the at games. So I think if you had to pick between the at games 4K, because I think the only real competition, and even though these products are very different, I think the only real competition for the at games right now is the X Arcade because it is similar. And if you had to choose one or the other, I would say get the X Arcade because it's less
Yeah,
investment up front.
100%.
It's got a more open system where you can do a lot with it, as we're seeing here. And the VR is just such an immersive experience, wouldn't you say?
It's very, yeah, it is very immersive, and I know a lot of people have experienced this, and this is my like first time doing that. I did really enjoy it. Um, Zen is in a partnership with X Arcade. Isn't Zen also in a partnership with Ad Games or not?
They are, yeah.
Yeah, they're both in the same. Yeah. But that works out really well because Zen's got all those Williams tables, and this gives you that awesome experience.
Hmm.
Um, and I did wish I could have test drived some fighting games and things like that, but that wasn't what this convention was for. It's for pinball, so I don't blame them for just setting it up for pinball.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed playing Indiana Jones there. Um, I still don't think it's the same as like real pinball, but it's the closest you're going to get for the money. And if you
Hmm.
want pinball at home and you don't have, the money to buy real pinball or want to maintenance it, and you want to go the VR route, um, yeah, that's the way to go. I have no hesitation saying, hey, that's worth the money. It's worth the money. And it's a good price point to be. And of course, you're feeding two different companies there, Meta and X Arcade.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know as much about Meta. Are the games separate from like you have to buy them from Meta, the pinball tables?
So the Pinball FX VR, yes, you get them for the Meta Quest
So you have
because
to buy them again
they
if you
don't
already
have
own them.
it for
Got it.
PSVR 2 yet. The what I've been playing a lot of virtual pinball is Pinball FX on my computer, and I hook that all up to it. If you watch my review, and I'll play the flat screen pinball on a monitor with a DMD screen right above it, and I have a lot of fun playing like that. Like I got a chance to play for the first time Elvira and the Party Monsters last night on my X Arcade without the haptic kit, and I had an amazing time playing those new Elvira tables with this X Arcade. And Zen's really stepped up their pinball with the new Elvira tables. They're the best yet. Like they play so good. And I haven't experienced it in VR yet, but I'm looking forward to doing that here in the next day or two. But yeah, so Calvin wanted to know, did you get any sickness from wearing that VR headset for the
Once
first
I
time?
took it, once I took it off, like it felt like I was walking, really weird. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like it just felt weird because like you're in that, VR land. It takes you a minute to come through.
Yeah.
So like for me, it's like okay, VR is cool, but like I don't think I'd want to be playing that way all the time just because of it does take a lot out of you. It's a cool experience. It's cool to have at home, but like after an hour, I don't know if I'd want to stay in that
Yeah.
spot for me personally.
I
Now a
feel
lot of
you.
people could do more. Now I think I wonder what it would be like to play more like Biggie D's playing it, where he's got the screen vertical and he's
Hmm.
playing pinball, and are you still going to be able to get all of the stuff that the benefits of the haptics kit
Hmm.
is
Yeah, and
yeah.
that's I feel you though on the VR. Like I only wear the headset for like an hour, hour and a half at the most, and then I'll take it off. I've tried to push, several hours with the VR headset on, and I don't know if that is good for me. So I'll limit myself. It's great It's fun. It's probably the best virtual pinball experience you're going to have. But like you said, you're limited on how long you can wear it for. So that's why having that vertical screen setup that I've done is where I spend most of my time playing virtual pinball, is on the flat screen without even having a VR headset. So essentially, if you wanted to get into the X Arcade and have fun with it, you don't even need a VR headset. You just need a monitor to set in front of it. And you can play that way too.
With the haptics kit, though.
Yeah, and you can get the haptic kit too, because the haptic kit is all keyboard input. So that will work as well with it. But yeah, so that's your X Arcade. Now, the only other news that really broke this week, if we're just going to talk other news, is there was the Portland Retro Gaming Expo going on this weekend. That's what it's called, right?
Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Yep.
And I was following the Garage Gamer. I saw him in the chat. He was there. And he's been a guest on this channel.
Great. That's a great convention. Obviously, I went last year. I hope I could go next year. I don't know what I would do if it's the same as Pinball Expo again. But definitely needed to put money aside to go to Portland. Highly recommend going to Portland. Highly recommend going to the Pinball Expo.
Yeah. These happened to land on the same days, so we didn't get to go to both. But yeah, I've heard good things about this expo. I want to check it out one year. But I saw there were a couple of things that Garage Gamer had showed off. The new light gun. And I saw in our chat, it was mentioned as well. Calvin wanted to know, were they there? And they were not. They were at Portland. So I know Garage Gamer's got some content on his channel if you want to check that out. Also, Brooklyn Menace, who was in the chat earlier, he's got a great video from when he, about a month back, got to experience it. So I've heard good things about the light gun. They were there, as well as he got to play the new Mortal Kombat collection. And one thing I saw in his video is it looks really like blocky and the graphics aren't too good. So I'm a little bit worried about that new Mortal Kombat collection. I hope they make it right. Still looks like they're working through some issues. Have you heard anything on that?
I'm sorry, I was looking at the chat real quick because I haven't seen the chat all night. And I was questions. Just because I was like, oh, we've been talking the whole time. I'm going to go look at the chat real quick while Biggie D's going off. What was the question, Biggie D? I'm sorry, I failed.
Oh, I was going to ask you about the Portland Retro Gaming. They had shut off the game light gun as well as the MK fighting collection that's coming out.
Yeah,
and I noticed in the Garage Gamers video that the graphics aren't looking right on those games still, and that game's supposed to release by the end of this year. What do you think about the Mortal Kombat collection? Have you heard any news on it? Anything you can share with us?
I don't, because I'm not a huge Mortal Kombat fan. Like, I know Console Fanboy is. He was in the chat, I believe, or Tomato Sauce was in the chat. I don't, those people play Mortal Kombat. So I don't know, I hate to tell you, I don't know, but that's the answer. I don't know. I've heard that they weren't going to have crossplay.
Oh, okay.
Which is a bummer for sure.
Yeah, so we'll be following the Mortal Kombat fighting collection that's coming out here towards the end of this year. It sounds like there's going to be some things that people aren't going to be happy about that they haven't been able to achieve with that. So it sounded great, in theory when they first announced it, but it doesn't look like, from things I've been seeing as of late, that they've been able to make that all come together the way we wanted it. So we'll be following up on that kind of stuff on future streams. But the MK collection will be fine, Zodrider says. I hope so.
If Zodrider says that, feels that way, Zodrider's a big MK fan, at least MK1.
Mm-hmm.
And so if Zodrider feels that way, then okay, cool.
So I think we've covered about everything. You want to leave everyone with anything to share on your channel? Or
well, what I want to talk about real quick is I went over to the Jersey Jacks section that we didn't have photos of there. But I played 3 tables at Jersey Jack. I played the Avatar. I played the Harry Potter. Mm-hmm. And it was like I think it was the Wizard edition. It was like $14,000 for the Wizard edition.
Like 15,000.
Whatever. And I played Elton John. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I talked to people that loved Elton John. I didn't like it at all.
Hmm.
I love Elton John's music, but I just didn't care for the table. And some people do. I just didn't personally.
Hmm.
Um, and then Harry Potter was excellent. I was like, I was surprised
Yeah,
because
sorry I didn't have
like,
any video tonight for Harry Potter
yeah,
because it is a good table.
because I wasn't a big fan after not playing my first Jersey Jack that I knew of. I probably might play one before. I played that Elton John. I was like, and then I played the Harry Potter, and I was like, oh, Harry Potter table's pretty damn good. It's a lot more
Hmm.
responsive. I like it a lot better. And then I played Avatar, and I wish it wouldn't have had the issues it was having when I was playing, because it seemed like it was a pretty good table. I
Yeah.
liked the look of it. I liked the feel, But the ball kept like it seemed like it was getting stuck under the water, and I'm like, where did the ball go? And then like 2 minutes later, the ball would show up, and I'm like, is this the way the game plays, or is this broken? You know
No,
what I mean?
yeah, you shouldn't have any issues with Avatar. I played it several times at the expo. I didn't have any issues. I think that machine you were on was just experiencing something wrong with it because that's not normal. Yeah, Avatar is an incredible table. That's
It
what
seemed like it
won
was.
that was my pick for what won the expo last year was Avatar. So you're right on the money. That's a great Jersey Jack pinball table, and
Yeah,
it'd be right up there towards the top of my favorites.
I have. I'm gonna be. I, I'm hoping Sunday. I'm hoping it'll be Sunday. I
Hmm.
kind of almost want to do it sooner, but like, Sunday. I'm hoping my video comes out. I have a one of a kind video game item
Hmm.
that I've waited several months for, and I've had it in my possession a couple days. I haven't even opened it yet
Hmm.
because I want to film it, and I want to do a good job with this video because it means a lot to me. So
Hmm.
I'm hoping that comes out Sunday. I'm hoping I have it done, and hopefully people will enjoy my story about this item.
Yeah,
It's
I've been
it's
enjoying your content. I'm glad you're sticking with YouTube and you're going to continue to make it a priority because I think you make great videos. Even the one you dropped today, or was it yesterday? I
it
thought
was
was really,
yesterday.
yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah. I just felt that honestly my eyes opened between things that have happened, and then obviously going to Pinball Expo with you, Biggie
Hmm.
D, because like I don't know, I just realized a lot of things. And Biggie D, you've been very essential in here in helping me realize that, like, hey, these are things I like. Now, am I going to become a pinball YouTuber? No,
Yeah.
no. I think that's one very challenging, especially like real pinball.
Hmm.
And two, like, I'd much rather just go play pinball if I want to play pinball and not have to worry
Yeah.
about that, especially after the weekend and how much fun I had. I was like, oh, well, this is great. But you also got to remember, like,
Uh-huh.
I've gone to theme parks and filmed my vacations. I've, gone to gaming expos, and now I'm volunteering my time for a cause and filming at the expo.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, oh my gosh, I went to an expo and I didn't have to do butt kiss and I got to enjoy myself. This is phenomenal. You know
Did
what
you
I
set
mean?
up an IFPA account for? I sent you a link to the website.
Not yet. I
Okay.
did get the find a pinball app or whatever it was, because I
Oh,
was like
pinball map.
I need to find a dune, and I'm looking at all these places, and it's still somewhat new. It's been out a couple months or whatever, but
Yeah,
like I
I don't know
found
of anyone that has it around me
there's none
yet.
in Indianapolis. I found one an hour and a half away in a small town,
Oh,
Attica,
cool.
Indiana. They also have a
Nice.
labyrinth, but the labyrinth is only open for play on Saturdays. The
Oh
dune's
no.
open all the time. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Because they have like two sections. Like, this section's only open on Saturday. And I'm like, okay,
Well,
I guess I'll go on
I
Saturday.
hope you join the tournaments, and I hope you you know enjoy it and meet a lot of people in the community, and
I want to
like to
try
see that.
it. I'm very challenged with time, but I want to try it. And the closest one, the one that we were talking about, that's on the south side town, on the north side town. So it'll take a bit of effort.
Hmm. I
So I'll see
think
if I
you
can make it
show
happen.
signs of like a good pinball player, like for being so new to it and never really playing it, and seeing some of your scores
Casually
over the
playing.
Saturday. I feel like you have a lot of potential. So you could be, an unknown, and you just don't know it.
There's a lot of similarities I feel between like pinball and shmups, which I've been playing a lot lately. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Um, I feel they use a similar point part of the brain, and
Mm-hmm.
so, but it's nice to just have something therapeutic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And escapism. Um, and that Dune took the escapism to a good place. I will tell you that right now. I honestly like I can't stop thinking about how awesome playing Dune was. I just want to play more Dune. I know that sounds ridiculous because it's like only one table,
Yeah.
and but like
It's
that game
that
has really
much better than
called to
everything
me.
else I've ever played. So I'm right there with you. It is a different experience. It's a higher level of pinball than I've experienced before. So I think we've gotten that across to the audience. Hopefully, you guys out there will give it a shot and you guys enjoy it as well, and you could share that
Oh,
with us.
oh, Texas pinball. Yeah, you got me thinking. Oh, maybe I want to go Texas pinball. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I would
That was
recommend it. It's just as big as what we experienced there in Chicago, and it's in my hometown of Dallas where I grew up. So if you make it, I'll show you around because I know
maybe
that town like the back of my hand. I'll show you all the great places to go.
maybe we can get people to meet up at the
Yeah,
Texas pinball. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
absolutely. That'll be in
Yeah.
March.
You could do the content, and I will enjoy myself.
Well, all right,
All
guys.
right.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. Had Steps on. This has been a pleasure having you on as a guest. I'm using Restream, and my Restream is going to be ending towards the end of next month because I got it on Black Friday. But I'll probably renew it for another year on Black Friday because I like having guests come on. And if I got rid of it, I wouldn't even have the option to have guests.
I've been paying like whatever it is a month, 16 a month or something for
Yeah,
Restream.
yeah. See, I paid 120 for the year on Black Friday, and that's just great. $10 a month for the year. So
Better than StreamYard.
yeah, I'll try and do that. If they're running that promo again, I'm going to try and do that again. I've done it the last 2 years, and it's just good every once in a while. I do like doing the solo show because I can get a lot done and I can really plan out what I'm going to do. But it's great every once in a while to change it up and have a guest come on and get your opinion on things and kind of bounce those ideas off you. So thanks for coming on.
You're
And
welcome.
I hope everyone has a
Thanks for having
good
me.
rest of your Monday night. Damien made it here at the very end. Good to see you, Damien. And we'll be following this stuff throughout the week, and we'll be back next Sunday. Also, make sure to stay tuned in. I'm going to be editing and working on my final polished Pinball Expo video that'll go out. We've got a lot of video content, as you guys can see. We just saw just a small portion of what I have to work with. So I'll be making a great video with that.
And
But
thank you for
mhm.
dragging me to the Pinball Expo
Yeah, it was awesome
and
that you
harassing
made
me
it.
for weeks at a time. Go to the Pinball Expo. I go and I have a good time. So there you go.
But you guys have a good night. We'll see you soon. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye.